times does one of your sales guys or your lot techs or your porters or anybody have to walk into your office and ask, hey, do you know where the keys are to that car? Before you just want to grab whatever little bits of hair you have left in your head and tear out. We've got a fix for this, and I want to know if it'll work for your store. All right, guys, so here I am on the phone app, and in the next couple minutes, I want to show you how these tags are going to allow you to put up a sign like the one I've got behind me, so as somebody walks in your office asking about where a key is or a car is, you can go, no. Did you check the app or the dashboard? No? Then get out of my office.
All I've got to do is come in here. I can type in the last four, let's say, of a stock. So I'm going to go 2605, right? And say, cool, what car am I looking for? Okay, 25 Honda Accord. Yes, that's the key we're trying to find right now. So I go ahead and select it, and it then shows me the location of the key. Clawson Honda of Fresno uses the key boxes that live on side of the windows of the cars. So their keys are all on their cars. They got to know where the car is to get the key, right? Or else they're just wandering the lot aimlessly. So they can see the location of this key, and we can zoom in, and we can see where this key is because the key is with the car. Now, if your dealership uses maybe key hooks or a key machine or a pegboard, no problem. If this key is out on the lot, you're going to be able to see it. If this key is inside the building, you're going to be able to see it. Not only is it going to show you on the map, but it's going to tell you. So for the sake of this, right above the map, it's going to tell me, hey, location, front line north. So when somebody asks where a key is, hey man, just open it up and search it. You can see where it's at. So this way, I never lose another key. If a key gets left out on the lot, if a key gets shoved in a desk, if a key is, in a service advisor's, desk, or if it gets locked in a tool chest, I can see the location of that key. We don't have to waste time searching for it, or we don't have to worry about recutting that key only to find out later that the key was here the whole time. We just wasted a bunch of time and a bunch of money for no reason. Now, other cool things you can do with this app, I can add notes. So if there's a note I wanted to add to this, I absolutely can. Or if you happen to be one of those KeyTrak users or Keyper users, I've got some really cool integrations. If you don't know anything about those, and you happen to be one of those users, check at the end of this or check the description of this video. I've got stuff you need to see. Now, if I want to drop in a note, maybe the car had a dead battery and I want to let my lot porter know. Cool. Why don't I type in dead battery, right? Or just dead, and then tag my lot porter. Let's say Jose was my lot porter. I could tag him. He'll get an in-app notification that he needs to come charge this car up. So let's say a truckload of cars just pulled up that we bought at auction or they're brand new, and I said, hey, I want to tag every key the minute they come off, so when cars start moving through recon processes and keys get changed hands, I don't want to lose those keys. Great, let's do it. Go to True Tag Management, click in here. From there, I can go find my car that I'm connecting this key tag to. For the sake of this, there might be a few of you right now going, well, what if it's not my feed yet, Justin? What if it's a trade I just took in? No problem, man. Up in the top corner, you're going to see a little barcode scanner. I can select that, open up the door jamb, scan that barcode on the driver's side door, and it'll add it in automatically. And then when it lands in your feed, it'll merge up. So then I'm still back on this screen. So I go find my car that I want to do. So let's pretend it's this 2013 Chevy Silverado, right? I want to connect this specific tag up to it. Cool. I want to tag the key first, hit tag the key button, and then that little bar scanner. I want to click on that. On the back of that tag, I want to scan that barcode and add it, right? This tag's not going to add. It's a dead tag. I don't want to connect it to a live dealership, but it's that easy. And if I was doing car tags as well, tag the car, and then I would do that same process again. So you can see when I get a load of cars in, I could walk out with a polys in my pocket, connect them up, and connect them to the keys right there. I could zip tie them on if I wanted to. And then if the keys are ultimately going to live in a box on the car, great. Now they've got a tag on them. If they're going to live in a key machine, great. They've got a tag on them. If they're going to live on just simple key hook systems, they've got a tag on them. You're always going to be able to see where those keys are, and it's that easy to connect them up. Now, while we're here, and I want to say this, you don't have to connect these to just keys. You want to connect this to a jump box, a golf cart, dealer plates are a big one for some stores. You can connect these to anything you want. Here we are on the desktop dashboard. That's lm360.truespot.com. So every store has their own unique dashboard. And the first thing you're going to notice on here is the map, right? Where we've geo-fenced and drawn off all these different areas, and we've named them and drawn them based off of what this store calls them, right? So new car front lot, right? Honda showroom, recon lot, right? Back lot. These guys have two additional spillover lots. So if you have a main lot, then you've got a spillover lot. Maybe you've got a lot down here, right? And a lot up here across the way, or maybe it's across town, or maybe it's shared sister stores that you want to track in. Understand we can set this up all kinds of different ways. Even if you're tracking in a parking garage, you've got multiple levels, we can do that too. How can I see how many keys are where, or how many vehicles? I'm gonna go to location of keys since these guys primarily track keys. They wanna say, hey, how many keys do I got over at the truck center? Well, you got 5 sets of keys, here's all 5. So I have these quick jumps right over here in location of keys to be able to see that. Hey man, how many are in the pre-owned showroom right now? Well, you got 3 sets of keys over here. Here's the 3. So if you're ever going, well, why are they there? Do we need to get them, put in the correct place, you absolutely can do that. Hey man, what's over at my recon shop right now? Well, you got 8 sets of keys. Okay, well, what if something leaves the campus? I can see that you can track it on the network, but what if it leaves? Let's talk about that for a second. There's a couple things you can do. First, I'm going to go last sightings for keys specifically, since these guys track keys, but understand this will work for keys and vehicles. Hey, I want to see any set of keys that's been gone for more than 4 hours off the campus. Cool. Here's a list. All of these guys right here, all 13 sets of these keys have left the campus and been gone for more than 4 hours. 4 to 24 is the threshold we're looking at. Now, there may be a note tied to that. I showed you how you could add notes in earlier. Is it over at a vendor? What could possibly be going on with this to make sure we understand what's going on? So 1, you can always check this. 2, understand in the back office, you can select this. We can do it for you. Let's say Antonio is one of my managers, and I want him to check on this every morning because he's my opening duty manager. Cool. I got a missing vehicles alert that I can select down here and turn on. Or if you want this for keys, we can set that up too. So that each morning he'll get an email related to those tags that have been missing for extended periods of time. And you can pick that threshold if you want alerts, right? Now, that's ways that you can track things when they leave the campus. Now, there's a second part to this that's very important. If a key, right, if this key tag is connected to the keys and I put it in my pocket, I'm a sales guy and I leave for the day and I'm like, I didn't realize it. Or maybe I don't even know. Maybe it's in my jacket. I get home, I take it off, I just throw my jacket down. I didn't even realize the key tag was in my pocket or in my jacket, right? It happens. We all have done it at least once or twice or more than that, right? I was that guy. So if that happens, here's a cool thing you can do. I, as the manager, would be able to see on the dashboard, hey, this key has been gone for more than 4 hours. Justin was the last one who could deal on it. You can shoot me a text and go, hey, Justin, will you do me a favor? Yeah, what's up, man? You go, we just opened the TrueSpot app. When I open this app, it will then work as part of that network. And it can ping this key tag off the campus at my house. So if an employee accidentally takes a set of keys home, or they go to lunch and they have the keys with them, and you're like, hey man, I think he might have the set of keys, you just shoot him a text and ask him to open the app. He doesn't have to go to anything specific, just has to be open. When he opens the app, turns on the location services, and it can ping this tag off the campus. Now, another cool way that people like to use this is maybe you got a third-party vendor you want to go drop off a car at, right? Or maybe it's somebody you're sending a car to a recall for, right? You're going to get over to some Chevy store and you're a Honda store, right? I could drive the car over there and the keys. When I get there, open up the app and ping the key and the car tag off the campus, right? And then we could put in a note, hey, sent off a recall, or maybe that's in your recon software or whatever you're doing, right? But understand there are ways to use this off the campus. I want some reporting. What can you do for me? Well, here, let's start with a really cool one. What if I could give you test drive reports? If you're tracking vehicles and we know when they leave campus, what if I told you you could come in here and pick your own thresholds, right? I could say, hey, I want 10 minutes to, let's say, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes. We'll go 30 minutes. And I would say, can you show me anything that's been test driven that's left campus and come back in that time interval? Absolutely, I can. What day do you want to look at? You want to look at multiple dates? Let's say I only want to look at the 9th, right? Cool. Here's a list of every vehicle that left the campus and was driven for that amount of time, right? It lands in that threshold. Here's a list of stock numbers and VINs. What can you do with that information, right? What if you could go, hey man, now I can see what people are driving and I can compare that to, are they buying it from us or are they buying it elsewhere? They came, they test drove, they didn't buy. Well, I'm on the right car, maybe I have it priced wrong. Or maybe you have different concerns, right? Maybe it's not related to test drive. Maybe it's, hey man, why has this one car been driven 14 times on that day? Do I have a lot porter or a sales guy who's using this car to go joyride or to run errands? Maybe I know about it, maybe I don't. Well, here's an easy way to figure it out. Pretty cool, right? Let's take this a step further. Let's say you want to use our product on the service side. I didn't talk a lot about this earlier, but understand I have got service style tags that you can use to track keys and vehicles. You want to learn more about that? I can talk to you about that. But let me show you this report real quick. These guys wanted to know any tag on a vehicle that is set for extended periods of time. So I've got this window up here that I can move over, right? I say, okay, 1 day, no big deal. If something's set for 2 days, all right, I'll give you a grace period. When I get to 3 days, I want to see a list of any tag that hasn't moved. It's just been sitting. So if these are cars working through a recon process, or if these are, service vehicles, I want to know what tags those are. So tags 78, 100, 142, 151 have just been sitting for 3 days. I've got an RO. Why are we not working on that car? At that point, you could jump into our system or maybe your RO system and say, hey, is there a note? Are we waiting on a park? What's going on with this? So a lot of cool reports that we can create, whether you're tracking in sales, you're tracking in service, or maybe you want a custom report related to these items. We can do all kinds of stuff. Much like Clawson Honda out in Fresno, I would absolutely love to help you start tracking keys. Or like most of my dealerships, maybe you want to do keys and vehicles. Or maybe you want to do service stuff. I would love to help you out with any of these items. If you want to set up a demo, want to learn a little bit more about this, want to ask about your specific store and how this can work in, maybe you just want to learn about general pricing, let's set up some time to talk. You can give me a call or I can set up a demo to show you everything that we went over today and more. Give me a call, give me a text, email. Let's talk about your store.